Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I am so glad that you are here with me this evening. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to make any requests for your personal healing. We are going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to all of your requests. If you are watching this as a pre-recorded video, the energy is going to be there for you just the same. If you want to hang out and learn about crystals, just go ahead and let the video play. If you'd like to skip ahead to the healing, go to about the 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minute mark, or where you see the lights begin to shift, and you can begin your journey there. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for your ongoing support. It's wonderful to see you again. I have some good news to report. I am, as of this moment, 21 subscribers away from hitting my goal of 1,000 subscribers. That's massive. I had over 160 subscribers join this week. It's wild. Thank you all so much. I know that a lot of you have been telling folks and spreading the word, and I really appreciate all your support. So yay for all of us. There's going to be some great upgrades to the channel once I hit that 1,000 mark, and it looks like it's going to be probably tomorrow. So hooray for all of us. And thank you, all of you, for your ongoing support. So let's go ahead and dive into the grid. Before we get into the Reiki, I will explain everything about how to make the most of your session. But yeah, for now, feel free to go ahead and make any of those requests. You can request by your intentions, or you could request specific stones, whatever you prefer. And yeah, let's go ahead and build a beautiful grid. Awesome. Welcome in, everyone. Oh, thank you, Fiat Luna. Yeah, it's so good to see you all. Jennifer Vatsa, KNCE, welcome in. Key and or Patty. Violet Integration, Geronimo, good to see you too. Awesome, so good to see you all. Awesome, we will get to everyone's requests today. Awesome. I don't know about all of you, but I was definitely having a hard time with sleep in the last week. I know a lot of us were, and yesterday it finally broke and I slept like all afternoon and it was glorious. So awesome. But yeah, let's see. Okay, looks like we have some good requests coming in. So let's start at the top. Violet Integration, Abundance, Harmony, and help with pain for an IBS flare-up. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's get right on that. So, okay. So we'll bring in some peridot. That's why. I got things out of alignment and I'm like, where is everything? There we go. So peridot helps with the bowels, IBS, and also acid reflux. It's great for all of the above, but it can really help with those, even Crohn's. I struggle with celiac disease personally. And it's also great for breaking bad habits and limiting beliefs, things that are in your way, and supporting friendships, specifically those friendships that help you be the best version of yourself. So that's peridot. So I hope that that helps. Abundance. Let's go ahead and bring in some citrine. Citrine is fantastic for financial gain, for making good financial decisions, for balancing logic and intuition, which is so important. You know, being able to balance use of both parts of yourself, as well as addictions and compulsions, as well as even nausea. So that's citrine. Citrine in Western feng shui, it would be the back left corner of a room from the point of entry. Like if you have the entryway to your back, look forward, back left of that room, that would be your abundance corner. So if you have some citrine, placing it there can be pretty helpful. go. And all the best. And hey, Chris, good to see you. Okay, and also for harmony. So let's get some harmony in here. Let's bring in some Snowflake Obsidian. This one's really great for serenity and inner peace, which I absolutely think it's lovely for that. It also helps to balance the body, mind, spirit connection. It helps to calm overstimulation. And Jen, I don't know how you feel. I know it doesn't go up by your way, but we had Porch Fest here in my area of West Philly yesterday, and holy overstimulation. So much. Yeah, it was intense. Calms overstimulation. It's great for clairaudience, which is our spiritual hearing. So if you tend to hear spiritual guidance and you want to encourage that, Snowflake Obsidian can be really helpful. So let's bring that in. It's also great for hope after loss. So let's go ahead and bring that in. You had the same sleeping experience as both of us. Yeah. Oh, and I'm glad it's both of you. Hi, Key. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it was like with the full moon, it's like it finally broke and I slept like a champ. Oof. I needed it. Good to see you. Good to see you, Violet Integration. And I hope you're feeling better soon. It's not storming here in Philadelphia, but I'm not sure what it's supposed to do later. Jennifer, intentions, creativity, remembering things forgotten, hard to explain. But like when you have almost amnesiac gaps due to PTSD. I know all about that. I've had that problem. And money flow. So for PTSD, and especially when it starts with like dissociative stuff, like all of a sudden you're losing gaps of time, Black Obsidian. For those of you who haven't heard me talk about this before, I have complex trauma as well, and I get very highly dissociated when things are really unregulated, and yeah, it's a thing. So Black Obsidian helps with any amount of trauma. It's especially good for acute trauma. So if you are working with a friend or a family member or someone you care about who just went through something very traumatic, whether it's a car accident or anything, Black Obsidian can help you be in that moment and kind of regain that connection with yourself. It's also great for nervous pets too. It's highly protective, but it's for physical shock, emotional shock. It's good for like attacks, things like that. Any really horrendous things that can happen right away. And for afterwards when you're unpacking it and working through the trauma response. Black Obsidian can be really helpful. So you have Snowflake Obsidian and Black Obsidian. Lots of the volcanic glasses tonight. So I hope that goes well. I'm also going to bring in Pyrite, helps with the memory as well as the brain. And it also supports financial abundance and manifesting financial support. It's also good for the lungs and fever, as well as intuition. This is one that can help you to open your intuition while also protecting you. So it's almost like it helps put up that gentle filter of, yes, I want to hear, but there's boundaries about what I want to hear and how I want to hear about it. So Pyrite, also known as fool's gold. We like to think the fool's gold brings the real gold. So bring that in. And creativity. Carnelian and Sodalite is my favorite combo for creativity. Carnelian has the creative functions. It works with the sacral chakra, which is where creativity comes from. That area, the sacral, is also where we relate to others, where we, relating to others, not just romantic relationships, but how we relate to our neighbors, our community, our family, our coworkers, our colleagues, all of the above. And it can really help those relationships. Also great for fertility, sexual function and dysfunction, IVF, all those kinds of things, as well as attracting your soulmate relationship. But yeah, creativity absolutely as well. So we'll bring in carnelian. Beautiful orange carnelian. And sodalite works with the other part of creativity where things can get stuck, and that's the throat chakra, because that's where we express. Sodalite helps with expression, whether it's verbal, written, performance, painted, singing, whatever it might be. It helps you to express yourself. It's also wonderful for homesickness, grounding impulses, and it can also be really supportive for menopause. So that is sodalite. So all the best to you, Jen. Good to see you here. You resonate with that memory request too. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Phoenix, welcome in. Snowflake Obsidian has been your favorite for years. This one, actually, this specific piece of Snowflake Obsidian, I've had since I was really, really little. It just ran out of my hand. But I've had it since I was a really, really little girl, and I'm so excited I get to use it now. But yeah, it's a superb stone. It's also great for shadow healing, like when we're going to those parts of ourself that are really tender to explore. It can be very helpful. Awesome. So let's go to Fiad Luna. Something for anxiety and some Larimer. Absolutely. So let's grab some Larimer. And for anxiety, I'm going to bring in some green calcite. It's my favorite for anxiety. Not only does it help to calm and reassure, but it can also unwind the physical tension in our body that is the result of that stress and anxiety. So yeah, it's also great for just in general lifting the mood, even bringing in a little bit of laughter to the environment, and in general helps just sort of systemic nervousness. So we'll bring this in. So that's green calcite. Let's do that right behind the sodalite. And Larimer helps with your spiritual purpose, with finding your way and with accepting it, and also with confidence along the way to walking your soul's purpose. This is one that can help separate the ego from self in a really healthy way, and it can help you to gain that confidence on your soul's purpose that's reliant on you coming to the realization that your spiritual path isn't going to look like anyone else's. So it will feel like you are pioneering in that regard, because you are. So Larimer, this is only from one place in the earth, or one place where it's been found, and that is in the Dominican Republic. So let's go ahead and put a piece of Larimer here and a piece here. Fantastic. So that's Larimer. And I'm glad that you are here. If you think of anything else, let me know. K and CE, for your husband who has MS and might be starting a relapse. Oh no. And for healing for your lower back. I can support those things. So let's do Amazonite. Let's do Chevron Amethyst. And let's see. Let's start there. So Chevron Amethyst is great for channeling and mediumship and connection to spirit. being able to send messages up to spirit and hear them in return. It's also one in general of any kind of visionary work, if you do visionary meditation, shamanic journeying, anything like that. But it's also thought to be really helpful for anything that's degenerative, so like MS would be. Here we see the difference between what is amethyst and what's chevron amethyst with these white stripes that you can kind of see most clearly on that darker one. If these specimens were larger, you would notice it's doing a chevron, and it's thought to take your messages up to spirit, carry the messages of spirit back down, and help to strengthen that connection. So I'm going to bring that in. And the other one I want to bring in is Amazonite. Amazonite helps with the spine and spinal nerves, so it definitely helps with the nerves. But especially when it comes to back pain and things, this can be really helpful. It's also great for calming, as well as self-respect and self-care. This is one that can remind you, especially those of us who tend to think about what others' needs are before our own. This is one that can remind us that we need to take care of ourselves and that we deserve to take care of ourselves, and we absolutely deserve to be treated just as well as we would treat someone else. So I hope that this helps. And I do have another one after this that I'm thinking of too. Yeah, there we go. So that's Amazonite. And the next one I want to bring in is Epidote. This one's good for recovery from illness and injury, but it's great for the brain as well. So I know that with MS, it can attack the coverings of the nerves, the myelin sheath. This would help with, especially where it would impact the brain, any kind of lesions there. And it's just great for the nerves in general, the entire nervous system. It's also great if you struggle with negative self-talk, like when we talk down to ourselves, like, oh, I'm so stupid. This helps with that kind of stuff, as well as connection to the fairy realm. So, Epidote. And all the best to both you and your husband. And thanks for being here. So what's the second one called again? I'll type in the names for you, K and CE. And Prudence Jane, welcome in. So the first one I used was Chevron Amethyst, followed by Amazonite, and then after that I used Epidote. And so I just entered them into the chat so that you can see how they're spelled. I know it's kind of difficult to figure out how things are spelled when someone's speaking them. So yeah, those are what they are. And I hope that they're helpful. And let's see what else we have. Geronimo, we've got an intention for releasing pain in the gallbladder and intestines. Recharge and rejuvenation, broken sleep, gotcha. And also sending universal love, healing, and hope for everyone that's LGBT. Oh, yay! Team LGBT right here too. Lots of love. So let's do some blue kyanite. It's wonderful for loving yourself exactly as you are and who you are, and I cannot think of anything more appropriate for Pride. It's also wonderful for understanding spiritual guidance, neurological care, and speech and mobility, especially if they're impacted by something like a stroke. So this definitely couldn't be bad for K and CE either. But yeah, being proud of yourself exactly as you are. So, blue kyanite. Let's put that here. Pain of gallbladder and intestines. Dalmatian jasper can be really good for that. It's good for every kind of digestive disorder, all the way up to and even before the stomach. So it could definitely include that stuff too. It also helps IBS and Crohn's. So this will also support violent integrations request. Dalmatian jasper is jasper with black tourmaline running through it. And black tourmaline helps to repel and dispel negative energy. Going through jasper like this, it's thought to help clear our energy field. So it's wonderful for that. It's also great for fostering cooperation among people. But it's thought to be really helpful for digestion, GI stuff in general. Also, if you find yourself being overly cynical, this can be a helpful stone to help break that up. So I'm just going to go ahead and plop some of this around. And rejuvenation from the broken sleep. I think we can support that. Let's see. The first thing that came to mind was iolite. So let's do that. Iolite helps with visionary meditation and our spiritual sight. It's also wonderful for making good money decisions. And if anyone has an intention on weight loss, this can be helpful. But yeah, sleep disturbances, especially if they are related to energy, like the full moon that was late last night that we all felt, or intuition in general, or unbalanced spiritual energy. But in any case, this can be really helpful with improving sleep. So we'll bring that in. That's iolite. And for rejuvenation, let's do some rutilated quartz. Rutilated quartz, now these quartz, if you look at them, they have these like lines going through them. It almost looks like little pieces of hair running through them. Those are rutils, and that's thought to take the energy and direct it to where it's most useful. So this is usually considered a beautiful gift for someone who is dealing with cancer. It's thought to be a good intention towards sending the healing where it's most needed and to help rejuvenate physical energy after you've been sick or run down or just not feeling great, if you've been working too hard or not sleeping enough. This can be very helpful. It's also great for balancing the body, mind, spirit connections. So we're going to bring that in. And we'll also put lots of love and support in our minds for Korakar's stepfather, who is battling cancer right now. Wonderful. And I hope that that helps, and I'm so glad to see you again. Jenny, yeah. Oh, I'm up to 981. It was 790. It was 9. It was a couple less than that. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you so much. Yes, we will get there. Oh, and you're so welcome, KNCE. Oh, and reminder, yes, hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Thank you so much for the reminder, Patty. Okay. Oh, blue sky. It's beautiful to see you too. I didn't see you pop in there. I did see some requests from Jennifer Vatsa, kunzite, moonstone, and blue calcite. You got it. Moonstone. Here we go. Okay. Moonstone, as the name would suggest, is very much connected with the moon and all things lunar. So if you're doing any kind of lunar magic, this is a great stone. It's another stone that's great at attracting love as well. It's wonderful for connection to the divine feminine, women's health, and deep wisdom and knowledge, especially of spiritual truths and spiritual systems, especially if they're older systems. This is very connected to the cycles and rhythms of nature. An example, the lunar cycles and the tides, but also any other kind of regular routine cycles. Can be wonderful for protection during travel and protection in general, energetic protection. It's superb for intuition, and it supports any kind of magical work you might be doing. So that's Moonstone. I like to think of this stone as very connected to the High Priestess in the tarot, and I'm going to go ahead and put it under the Dalmatian jasper. Another thing that this can be a particularly helpful stone with is coming to accept divine timing when divine timing isn't on our preferred timeline, which is always a struggle. Okay. There we go. Oop, that's wrong. Whoops. Got ahead of myself there, sorry. And let me just flip this one around. Superb. There we go. Okay. Blue calcite is one of my, in a way, like a emotional first aid type crystals. It can help us to verbalize the pain that we're experiencing, especially if we're really struggling to get the words out or even think of the words. It helps to bring deep revelations and clarity to our healing purposes, as well as supports us to make decisions when otherwise we wouldn't feel like we're in a great position to make decisions. But yeah, very supportive of the connection between the heart center, which is our center of compassion for others and ourselves, as well as the center of love, and the throat, which is how we express how we feel. So blue calcite, very, very soothing of emotional pain. And kunzite, very high vibrational, bright pink, very connected with the divine and the angelic realm. And this is a stone that helps to greatly expand your heart center and the amount of love that you're able to hold and support. If you're looking to connect with your angels, if you're looking to elevate your feelings around love and universal interconnection, kunzite is superb. It's sort of like, I've often described it as rose quartz on steroids, but it's so much more than that, but very, very angelic too. So all the best to you, Jen. Glad to see you. Good to see you. Kanta, Hart, Catherine, Sharmi, welcome back. Oh, how wonderful. So just making sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's get to some of Chris's requests. I will get as many as I can, Chris. Let's see. Definitely feeling the malachite, the apatite, and that's just where we'll start. Malachite, apatite. And we'll bring in some aquamarine and bloodstone. So we just came off from doing blue calcite, and another one of my emotional stuff hits the fan type stones. One of my favorites is bloodstone, which also goes by the name heliotrope. It helps to lift despair, and it brings a lot of perseverance when we're going through even the most prolonged, difficult times. It helps us to feel solid and stable when we've been hit with news that is just emotionally shocking and jarring and kind of shakes us to our core. It works with both the root chakra as well as the heart. It's also great for relieving self-doubt and quieting the mind during meditation. So that's bloodstone, aka heliotrope. I'm just gonna quit fussing and move these over closer. There we go. Malachite is helpful for arthritis, inflammation, and insomnia, as well as letting go of pain of the past. It's also helpful for things like depression and anxiety, but especially for moving difficult emotions through the heart. The heart center, the heart chakra, is a color of green. And here we see like how this has so many different striations. It almost seems like undulating, different shades of green. I feel like that's emblematic of how it moves those difficult emotions through the heart. So if you need to leave something or someone behind and it's like a bittersweet, this helps you with the bitter side of that. It's also great for just processing really difficult emotions, and also good for certain phobias, particularly fear of flying. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them here and here so we can see them because they're so pretty. No, I'm going to put them in. Yeah, so that's malachite. Aquamarine helps with the fluids in the body, hence aqua. And it's also great for the teeth and gums, but it's on a more emotional level. It helps with forgiveness, whether that forgiveness is I forgive you so that I can give you another chance, or I forgive you so I can set myself free. Also forgiving ourselves, which is always the harder one for me. It's also great for deflecting pettiness and kind of like low vibe behaviors, immature behaviors. Also for folks that show up already with an axe to grind and are looking to take it out on someone else. We often joke that this is the anti-Karen stone. It can be really supportive of anyone that does any kind of work in customer service for that reason. It's also great for may justice prevail. So we'll bring in some aquamarine. Okay. Blue apatite helps with strengthening our auric field, which is just amazing for anyone that tends to be empathic. If we tend to feel other people's emotions to the point of taking them on, this can help kind of shore up our energy field. It's also wonderful for learning our soul's purpose. So this might actually support Fjord Luna with your request for Larimer. And it's also great for anyone who is looking to improve their relationship with food, whether you're looking to gain weight or lose weight, or maybe just have a different quality of your relationship to food, whether you eat your emotions or starve your emotions or anything like that. This helps to really heal the emotional connections with food. It's also fantastic for addressing people and audiences that might not like what we have to say, and it can help to bring about quite a bit of harmony and peace. So we'll bring in blue apatite. So there we go. Wonderful. And I'll keep coming back to your list too, because, oh man, I love all of those stones. You always you always pick the ones that I'm like, yes, I feel like I could use that. Well, everybody does. Patty, your friend with MS as well, and they just found a new lesion, so they're hoping it doesn't mean another round of those nasty meds. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm on the maybe it's MS, maybe it's a million other things, maybe you're just nuts kind of spectrum. And I've been there for 10 years. It's like, whatever. I'm just going to keep seeing my physical therapist and my primary care. And luckily that's been enough. So lots of love and healing to both of you. Rachel, welcome in. You're calling in forgiveness for pettiness you just dealt with. That happens a lot, where we find that we have lots of overlapping intentions and healing needs. It happens all the time in here. Lisa, it's wonderful to see you. Healthy transition and releasing nonsense, basically. Yes, definitely that. Releasing nonsense and like silly, poor behaviors. Absolutely. And I'm going to get everyone's requests and I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit. Releasing nonsense, it sounds like the aquamarine's really going to help that. I'm going to bring in yellow calcite because this can help with like boundaries and with your sense of self. So when we're like, okay, that's enough with the drama and the nonsense and the making your problems my problems kind of thing, this helps with self-confidence and optimism, but it also helps with following our own desires, like setting our own priorities rather than giving extra weight to other people's opinions and other people's sense of obligation that they're willing to place on you, other internalized obligations. It's great for releasing any kind of need for approval, as well as any blockages in your center of self-identity. So definitely yellow calcite. And it's also a stone of joy and happiness. It's like, it helps encourage us to like connect with our sense of what makes us happy and bring that out into the world in a really beautiful way. It deeply empowers and balances the solar plexus center. So yeah, glad that you are here. It really is. There really is a phenomenon of alignment. Absolutely. Ooh, blue sky, relief from fever, neck pain, inflammation, intention to restore balance. Absolutely. Let's bring in, so for fever, iolite and pyrite are in there, and those are my good fever stones, so they're already there. Inflammation, let's bring in lapis. In addition to pain and inflammation, this helps us with our integrity and owning our commitments, our talk-to-do ratio, as my friend Janie would say, personal responsibility, and even helps with if you're breaking up any patterns around disorganization. This can really help. It's great for deep communication, truth, honesty, also for upward potential in your career. And it's thought to be helpful for the inner ear. So whether that's presenting as balance issues, like vertigo type things, or like hearing loss type issues, lapis is thought to be really helpful for all of the above. So let's bring that in. Let's do some housekeeping. And here we go. Yeah, Sundays we usually end up in a much bigger grid than normal, so I want to make sure we're leaving room. Okay, there we go. And restoring balance. There's a couple of really good ones for that. Definitely snowflake obsidian as well as rutilated quartz. Let's see. let's also do some moss agate. I don't know what's causing the fever, but moss agate can usually be supportive of whatever the underlying issue is. Moss agate is thought to be excellent for anything that's spreading through the body quickly. So whether that's bacteria, virus, whatever it might be. Chinese medicine, they would refer to something spreading through the body quickly as having wind, and this helps the body kind of get the upper hand, or it's thought to bring that level of balance in. It's also wonderful for connection to nature, as well as on a spiritual level. It's superb. It helps with higher self-connection, with doing any kind of inner child work, with just connection to spirit and unconditional love in general. And it can also help fears that are around, like not knowing what's next. So that's moss agate. So I hope that this helps, whatever might be the cause of that fever. And I hope that you feel better soon. Oh, I appreciate you too, Fiat Luna. Prudence Jane, something to find love, losing weight, thinking more positively. You've had a lot of negative thoughts. Absolutely. So let's do... So Epidote is here, and Epidote can help with negative self-talk, like when we talk down to ourselves. It can be very helpful with that. Another one can be Zoisite. This really helps to release a lot of negativity in general. It also helps with facing problems, setbacks, and obstacles. So especially when you're on your path and it's like you have all these little things to do before you can get there, and it's especially if you have a tendency to want to procrastinate or anything like that, this can really help you to face those things and get on the other side of them. It's also wonderful for apathy, sluggishness, and deep connection to nature, which can be very, very balancing. It also helps with fertility and the bowels too. So Zoisite. Let's see, where shall we place you? There we go. So Zoisite. Okay. So I hope that helps. Losing weight, we have Blue Appetite, we have Iolite, and we have Peridot. So all of those can be helpful with that. And finding love, we have a couple of good ones for that. We have Carnelian and we have Moonstone, but I have one more that can help, and that's Leopard Skin Jasper. This is also wonderful for any kind of connection to our animals. So our animal companions, or if you have livestock, if you want to connect with the spirit of an animal or your animal spirit guides. It also helps with attracting a soulmate, so definitely helpful with exactly what you requested, but also anything impacting the skin as well as parasites, and which is, usually more common in animals, so it's very helpful for that too. And with coordination and balance, so like inner ear stuff, like we would see reflected in lapis as well. So that is Leopard Skin Jasper. So all the best to you, Prudence Jane. It's wonderful to see you. Let's put that here. Good stuff. And thank you so much, Patty, with helping with the chat. I appreciate it. Hey, Steph, good to see you. I just saw that. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, so for Jenny, for your friend Mark's breast tumor, for you being in tune with your body and emotions and living authentically with them. I love that. So let's go ahead and for breaking up tumors, growths, things like that, we'll do some tourmalinated quartz. So tourmalinated quartz, much like we talked about Dalmatian jasper having black tourmaline running through it, this is the same thing, but when it's a clear quartz, much like rutilated is. Whether that's clear quartz or colored quartz, like this green here. Tourmalinated quartz is wonderful for taking that black tourmaline and more or less breaking things up that are very stuck. It's good for breaking up scar tissue, whether it's on the body, or in the emotions. And that's where we use it most, like things that are really stuck. Old nervous energy, patterns from childhood, things where you've been trying to heal it forever and it just doesn't seem to be kind of getting to the root cause. It's also wonderful for breaking things up like lesions, scars, growths, things like that. This is one that we use a lot for that. It's also helpful for protection and travel, as well as finding a job or a second source of income, whether that's a gig, passive income, whatever it might be. And like, when is that ever a bad thing? It's also great for just good fortune and good luck, healing emotional trauma, and definitely protection when you're traveling, especially by car. So tourmalinated quartz. So let's go ahead and place these. I'm going to place these here and here. And I hope that that helps. And being in tune with your body and emotions and living authentically. Being in tune with your body and emotions, definitely a rutilated quartz, but also I feel like I want to bring in some green kyanite for that too. This helps to blend the spiritual part of your life with the mundane part of your life. So it's like, hey, I'm doing my spiritual work, but then I go and I live my life and it's like, I'm not doing those things. This can help kind of merge those for you and live a more whole and balanced life. It's also great for wisdom through intuition and for connecting with plants and spirits of nature. This is a great one for gardening, or if you've moved to a new place and you feel like uprooted, working with this can help you connect to the space where you are. It helps with anything having to do with the upper respiratory system, breathing, asthma, lungs, even the heart, like the cardiac pulmonary type connections. This is helpful for that. When we had the worst like Omicron spikes and everybody was sick, we were using this in every grid, and lots of folks were like, that's helpful. Like, of course, preventing being sick is the ideal, but if you already are sick, this was helpful. So this is green kyanite. So I'm going to put it right in the same row as the blue. Go. Okay, so that's green kyanite, and I hope that that is supportive of you, and all the best to your friend Mark and your friend Nicola for tinnitus. Okay, that is definitely lapis, which is here. Definitely lapis, and all the best. And you know what else can help the ears too is sapphire. Let's bring that in. So sapphire helps the eyes and the ears, and it helps with our connection to the angels as well as channeling and mediumship. It helps with our connection to our angels, and anyone that does channeling or mediumship for others, this will help you to best describe your impressions to the querent in a way that's most meaningful for them. It's also fantastic for speedy justice, so lots of love to Greg and Susan. And it's also thought to be supportive of the thyroid as well as folks with dementia and those that care for them. So sapphire. And I have a couple more sapphire somewhere. they ran away. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 2 out. So let's do... There we go. So I hope that that helps. Charmy, your intention is to be rooted in truth and let go of what isn't in your control. That's beautiful. Sam, welcome back in. What is the weight plate that these stones are on? It's actually a slice of wood, which I feel is really grounding. So yeah, it looks like a white tray, but it's just a piece of wood. You can make a grid out of anything. Ooh. Car just ripping down the street. Oh, Allison, great to see you. Let's see. Don't want to miss anybody. So, Charmy, rooted in the truth, let go of what isn't in your control. So let's start with some amethyst. This is a great stone of letting go of what isn't in your control. And that's why this actually has a deep connection to things like sobriety, especially in the 12-step type traditions where the serenity prayer is sort of center focus. Letting go of what you can't control, changing what you can't accept, wisdom to know the difference. Definitely this. So we're going to bring this in. It's also great for opening up to spirituality, especially if you're new to spirituality. It's wonderful for anytime that we're doing self-improvement work of any kind, especially if we get to a point where we're like beating up on ourselves. Amethyst can help remind us like, hey, you're on the healing path, one step at a time. It's okay. You're not that person anymore. You're changing. So it can be really supportive as you make any big changes. Rooted in truth too. I really want to bring in blue tiger eye. This is first of all very calming and helps to ease stress, but it can also help support like seeing the truth and communicating the truth, including to yourself. This is one that's for bold communication, writing, and speaking. It's a good one for facts over feelings, and it's even thought to be protective of truth tellers. I often think of it as like the whistleblower stone, but even when we're just admitting the truth to ourselves, this can help us to get a little distance and perspective and like see the truth and start to realize what it is. So blue tiger eye. And I'm going to go ahead and put a piece here and here. So all the best to you on your healing path. And it's good to see you again. And Catherine, put some stones on the grid to help your little boy heal his eye. Oh, that would be wonderful. He had an unfortunate accident playing kickball and had to go to the ER. Going to the ER with eye stuff is so scary. Absolutely. So we've got, for eyes and ears, sapphires very helpful, but I'm also going to bring in aventurine. And the lapis will help with any pain and inflammation. Aventurine is wonderful for the eyes and any kind of eye problems, as well as fertility. On an emotional level, it helps us expand what we see as our own potential. Like when we don't see our full potential and we set our bar for ourselves down here, this helps to say, wait a minute, look at yourself as a whole person and see who you are and see what you've been able to do so far, and then see yourself as capable of more. In that way, it can really help if you're learning something that you're intimidated by. Aventurine can be helpful. So let me bring that in. So all the best to your little guy. I hope he feels better. I'm glad that he was released from the ER too. But yeah, that stuff can be so scary. Okay. Still pretty swollen. Yeah, probably more lapis, but oof. Please add something for heart, healing the feeling of rejection, something for repairing family relationships or healing the childhood ones, and blue apatite. Absolutely. So you're welcome, Catherine. You're welcome, Sharmi. Loving all the love and support in the chat as always. You all are amazing. Let's see. So rejection, repairing family relationships and stuff. Repairing family relationships, definitely carnelian, which is here, as well as the Dalmatian jasper can be great for inviting in cooperation as well. We've also got the tourmalinated quartz. Can be really helpful with breaking up really old stuck patterns as far back as childhood. I'm also going to bring in some blue mist Lemurian quartz. This is excellent for healing childhood stuff and painful things from the past, whether it's earlier this life or even in past lives. It also helps with learning about ourselves as we go through the spiritual healing journey, which is incredibly empowering, and it gives us something to help others with. It's like the tarot card, the Hierophant, is one of the many cards of that. It's like having a lived experience and then teaching from it. Same with like Queen of Swords has that potential too. But yeah, past life spiritual healing, this life spiritual healing, and especially really painful childhood stuff and releasing the pain that's associated with it too. So let's go ahead and bring this in. So I'm going to put these facing out because I feel like it'll help us release that pain. Okay. And let's also think about, I think that's good for now. Let me know if there's anything else you think of. I think that's good. And thank you for being here, Heart. It's good to see you. Kanta, releasing old patterns, spiritual and physical rebalancing. Been working on correcting foot out turn from your years in ballet. Absolutely. And Steph manifesting miracles. Okay, so Steph manifesting miracles. I've got one for that. The releasing old patterns. We've got a lot on the plate for that, but it seems like it's something we're all working through. As I do the tarot for all 12 signs, I just put another couple up today. I'll put probably one more up tonight, and then the rest will be up likely tomorrow. But that's coming up for a lot of folks right now. Definitely a lot for releasing old patterns. Let's see about more though. Yeah, Septarian. We'll bring in some Septarian. This also goes by the name Dragon's Egg. It's like it's calcite, and it's mostly like deep brown and like a yellow. And this one helps with emotional growth and deep shadow work. Like when we look at those parts of ourselves that are a little more tender and hard to heal, it helps us to understand the underlying causes of our behaviors, our habits, our beliefs, and helps us get to the root cause behind it. It's great for supporting and understanding, getting to know ourselves. It supports the solar plexus chakra, so the center of self-identity. It's also helpful for being vulnerable during our emotional growth and our spiritual learning. And it helps with, on a skin level, it helps with skin wounds, lesions, and it's also thought to be really helpful for muscle pain and spasm. So that is septarian. It's great for emotional growth and healing, and mental growth and healing, and correcting foot outturn from years of ballet. Polychrome jasper was the first thing that popped to mind, so I'm going to go with that. Polychrome jasper on a physical level works with the lower extremities, well, all the extremities, but especially the lower extremities, and especially with movement and moving forward. So the legs, the feet, the ankles, etc., joint health and self-confidence, as well as so basically everything that would move you forward, arm and leg movements. But on a more emotional, mental level, this one helps with motivation. If you feel apathetic or indifferent, it helps to shake that loose and make you feel like, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's go. I'm motivated. Let's do the thing. It helps to reignite our soul's passions as well. So that's polychrome jasper. So I'm going to go ahead and place some here, 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 and here. And I hope that helps. I really hope that helps. But good to see you, Kanta. And manifesting miracles for Steph, that's a Herkimer thing. Although Chevron Amethyst, absolutely helpful too. Herkimer helps with everything involving manifesting, and it helps with our intuitive connection. So it's almost like it helps us to connect with sending up our requests. It also helps with relaxation and being in the present moment, which helps so much when we're thinking about our future and manifesting, being in the present moment and asking for what we need. It helps to harmonize energy as well as balance. It brings about balance, and it's thought to help metabolism quite a bit. Supports intuition as well. So we'll bring this in. So that's Herkimer diamond. Herkimer diamond is a type of double terminated clear quartz. They formed underneath the Earth's surface and are often harvested in and around the Herkimer, New York region in the United States. Okay, there we go. So all the best to you. May your manifestations come through. Lisa, some of your usual requests today. Mom's COVID and Lyme, sister's eye, brother-in-law's COVID, brother's heart. Definitely for COVID and Lyme, we have moss agate in here, which we usually use for that. Sister's eye, we had the eye thing, so we have not only sapphire, but aventurine. Brother-in-law's COVID again, moss agate, also green kyanite, which can help with that. And brother's heart. Let's bring in some unakite. In addition to supporting the heart and the fluids of the body, this is a great stone for women's health and fertility, all types of hormonal places, all types of different cycles and phases of a woman's life, from prenatal, postpartum, partum, onset of menses, menopause, all the different places in between. Also thought to be helpful for good relationships and marriage, birth and labor, and thought to help metabolism as well. But yeah, it's thought to help the heart with circulation and rhythms as well as body fluids. So that's unakite. So where shall we place you? And for you, pain, arthritis, nerve impingement in your lower spine, and sacroiliac joint continue. Gotcha. So nerve impingement in the lower spine, we have Amazonite in here, which helps the spine and the nerves of the spine. Pain, we have lapis. Arthritis, we're going to bring in some blue lace agate. Yeah, let's bring this in. Blue lace agate can also help with expressing emotions that are kind of difficult to get out, and anything having to do with the throat. So sore throat or all choked up kind of feelings. Also helpful for tension headaches, but great for arthritis and fractures. It's so pretty. So that is blue lace agate. Okay. And let's see. So I hope that that helps. And SI joint polychrome should be helpful with too. For ADHD and memory, also for attracting new opportunities for clients. ADHD and things like that, lapis is thought to really help with. And for memory, we have pyrite. That helps the brain and memory. For attracting new opportunities and clients, tourmalinated quartz, which is here and here, that helps to invite in new streams of revenue. So whether that's new job, new side hustle, new gig, new passive income, anything like that. So that can be really helpful. Also for attracting customers. This is cinnabar. Specifically, this is cinnabar in quartz. The actual cinnabar are just these little red dots because cinnabar is mercury. So we don't need a lot of it. But this is this has long been considered the merchant stone. It attracts customers to a business. So we'll bring this in. It also helps to just manifest abundance too. And we've got all of our abundance stones there. So we'll put that there. So all the best for your practice and good to see you. Ooh, Sam, you can't smell or taste with COVID symptoms. Okay, so we've got the COVID stones and depression and anxiety. We have yellow calcite and we have malachite. Prosperity, peace, harmony, healing. Prosperity, we have citrine, cinnabar, pyrite, and peace and harmony, we have snowflake obsidian as well as blue apatite. But I'm trying to think what else we could bring in. Oh, and for COVID, the moss agate and the green kyanite. Let's bring in some emerald. This additionally helps the lungs and the upper respiratory tract, and it helps to heal from illness and injury. It's especially good at healing skin and tissue, but it can just in general help you feel better. It also helps with restoring confidence, especially if anyone has any feelings about their appearance. This can help to reestablish your sense of confidence in yourself. So, also for reigniting our passions for life. So I hope that this helps with a little bit more like lung type stuff. So that is emerald. Let's bring this in. Good to see you here, and I hope you feel better very soon, Samantha. Oh, and Samantha, I also have leopard skin jasper in there too. Gotcha. We definitely have insomnia ones. We have malachite helps with insomnia, as does iolite. And for your dog's ears, we have leopard skin jasper in there too, which I knew your doggy would want. Medium spirit healing, any past life regression with souls, happy strawberry moon, any crystals for strawberry moon. That's a good one. Past life regression and spirit mediumship, we have sapphire. For past life healing, blue mist, Lemurian quartz. We have that. And you also mention dizzy, TMJ, UTI, psoriasis, endometriosis. Gotcha. We can definitely do that. Let's bring in pink tourmaline. Can be really helpful with any kind of GYN issues, any kind. It's also wonderful for migraines and neuralgia, which is nerve pain. It helps with mom and baby bonding. It also helps with muscle weakness, dispelling a negative self-image, and even spinal injuries. It's thought to be helpful for. But when it comes to women's health for endometriosis, Unikite is great, and pink tourmaline is wonderful too. And for UTI, Mookite can be really helpful for the pain that it can cause. So Mookite is also known by its other name, which is Australia jasper. This also helps with making decisions as well as accepting change. But in the physical body, it's thought to calm digestion, boost the immune system, definitely cannot hurt in your scenario. And it's thought to be helpful with bladder pain. So not so much with the infection side of things, but definitely with the pain and discomfort. So I'm going to bring that in too. So we'll put that here. Yeah, we'll put that here and here. And I'm so glad that you are here, Sam. And I hope you feel better. Yeah, Khaleesi's dragon egg. Oh, that's hilarious. Welcome back in, Grayson. Mental clarity. And your friend Jeff opened his heart to unconditional love. Shyness, absolutely. The pink speckled stone in the middle, this is cinnabar. Cinnabar, Cinnabar. It's actually mercury, the little red stones. Everything around it is quartz, but it's thought to attract clients. Awesome. Susan, good to see you. We thought of you and Greg. We pulled in some sapphire and aquamarine to help with legal stuff, but let me know if you guys need anything else. Yeah. You got it. It's in there, Natalie. The May Justice Prevail Stone. It's good to see you, Natalie. Thank you so much. Oh, and you're totally welcome, Rachel. Mental clarity. Mental clarity I usually think of with rutilated quartz, but also snowflake obsidian can be really helpful with that. Let's see what else I can think of. I'm trying to get as many of Chris and Patty's requests as I can too. Well, something that can help with for clarity too, but I feel like labradorite is missing here. This can definitely help when you're, in addition to what we already have for mental clarity, labradorite can be really helpful. It's great for research, study, and detailed attention to fine details, but it's also great for clairvoyance and being connected to spirit. It helps sleep, which is super awesome, and it helps to calm disputes. It's thought good for customer service. It's not quite as powerful as aquamarine in that regard, but it is helpful. And it's thought to help you enjoy travel as well. But this is one that can bring about quite a bit of mental energy in balance with intuition. So I hope that this helps too. And I think we're about at that time where we're going to transition into the session. So everyone, if you wouldn't mind, head on over to the chat. If you haven't already hit the like button, please consider doing so. But you can help me to lift the energy by using the chat to share anything that you are grateful for. Anything at all. I'm going to go ahead and explain what Reiki is, a little of how this all works and how to make the most of your session, and then we're going to get into the healing. So if you need to hit the loo, now is a great time for that too. Thank you for being here. So let's all figure out what on earth is Reiki. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you like what I'm doing here, you can learn to do it, and I can teach you. Check out my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com, to learn about my live online Reiki certification courses or to schedule your one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading. You can also shop my crystals at Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and right now there's a coupon code, OMG Thank You. All one word, will save you 15% and get you an additional free gift. So thank you for being here. So what on earth is Reiki? Well, Reiki has become kind of a catch-all term for energy healing. The style that I work with very specifically is known as Usui Reiki. And this is a particular method of working with energy that was founded by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s in Japan. This particular method was very unique in that it was deeply spiritual, but completely secular. And that's, I think, a big part of why it resonates with us so much in the West. So the very concept of what energy is can best be looked at through the lens of Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everyone and everything has a soul. All of those souls are interconnected, and spirit, as you might understand it to be, however you understand it to be, is essentially supplying life force energy to that interconnectedness. This life force energy is flowing through you and me and everyone and everything all the time. It's already working with your body, mind, and spirit to help you with your personal healing and balance on a moment-to-moment basis. And essentially what I'll be doing today is using Usui's techniques to connect with that energy and direct even more of it to you wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be. So if you happen to be watching this in the future, hello from the past, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time, but we're all interlinked, so the healing will be there for you as well. For those of you who are here live, and one day you might say, wow, I could really use some Reiki, but Danielle's not live right now. Go ahead back over here, check out our past healing live streams. There's about 300 videos there for you to enjoy. Just pick one by the thumbnail, whatever feels right to you. That's going to be the one to work with. And it'll absolutely support you. So what's going to happen during this? Well, generally speaking, the Reiki will kind of flow and you may feel some sensations in your physical body. You may have some emotions rise up or be released. Mentally, you may get an opportunity to hear your subconscious or mentally parse some things out and process some things in a way that you haven't been able to before. And spiritually, you may get some clarity, some breakthrough, or even a deep intuition. You may also just have a beautiful, lovely nap, and isn't that wonderful? But no matter what happens, I will be, at the end of the session, I will hold a space for you to ask any questions and share any experiences that may have been meaningful to you. During the session itself, I am going to turn the lights down. You'll notice that they move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up. If you want to learn about our musical creator, go ahead and check the link in the bottom of the description. You'll go right to her YouTube and you can enjoy her music all the time. I will send for 25 minutes, and at the end, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out, slowly come back to your body, and then at that point, I'll reopen the chat so you can ask any questions that you have. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same time, so you can set your watch by it. You can also subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity to join us. If you want to check out your tarot for all 12 signs, they are up right now, nearly all of them. I just posted Gemini before we went live. And, the link for the GoFundMe will be in the description. I can actually, I think, put that here. Yep, that's it. And yeah, let's go ahead. Let's dive in. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this healing energy with all of you. I seriously enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get on into that healing. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing, Rachel. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone for all of your support. Seriously, it was a year in March that I jumped from doing this as a Zoom event to doing this as a YouTube event. And how much has changed and how much we've grown and how beautiful an experience this has been with all of you. Thank you so much. So everybody, let's go ahead and just get cozy. The other cool thing about this Reiki session, you don't have to do a darn thing. Go ahead and find a nice, comfy, cozy spot for yourself, sitting up, lying down. You can close your eyes or not, but you don't even have to remain still. The Reiki will meet you in whatever state that you are. So if you feel like you want to stretch, move, or bend, if you want to journal, throw a few cards for yourself, this time is for you to enjoy as you want to. Though we've been starting to find that maybe this isn't the best thing to do like while you're driving a car. Just putting that out there. So go ahead, enjoy this session. Also, you don't need to focus on anything. You don't need to keep your mind silent or on track or anything like that. Just simply be. But if you feel like you get distracted or your mind feels like it's racing, just take a deep breath in and out, and you'll sink right back into the session. Again, I'll send for 25 minutes, and you'll hear me welcoming you back at the end of that time. So enjoy your session. Have a beautiful time, and I'll see you all in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. When you're ready, if you'd like, you can come back to the chat and ask any questions or share any experiences. You can probably hear my cat Hattie purring. I hope you had a beautiful session. Thank you, and thank you, Patty, and thank you, Key. May our new week bring abundant joy, love, laughter, light, blessings, and peace. Well said, Patty. Thank you. You're welcome, heart. Hattie is still doing well. Thanks for asking. She's been doing pretty good. She's definitely sucking up a little bit more Reiki, but she's herself. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah, talking about you. You're so welcome, Rachel. I'm so glad. I'm here 5 times a week. You are always welcome. Thank you, Catherine. I hope you have a wonderful week too. And abundance to you too, Rachel. Yes, abundance to everyone. Oh, look at this little baby. Oh yeah, Phoenix, have a wonderful week. Lisa, you're so welcome. Patty, I kept having this vision the other day of look for that drive that you're looking for plugged into the back of a computer. Don't know if you've already checked, but look to see if there's any little drives plugged into a computer for the files you're looking for. You're so welcome, Sharmi. You're so welcome, Chris. Oh, I'm so glad. Lots of love, Chris. How's your sister doing, Chris? You're so welcome, K and CE. You're always welcome here. I am here every week, every Sunday, 8 p.m., Tuesdays, 8 p.m., Wednesdays, 4 p.m., Fridays, 4 and 8 p.m. All of those are listed in the description, and if you subscribe with notifications on, you should get a notification, but notifications are finicky. Yeah, look for things that look like it's something else. Like it looks like it's part of the computer, but it's actually plugged into a port kind of thing. The best of luck to you either way. And Susan, you're so welcome. Lots of love to you and Greg. So thank you so much, everyone. Wow, 78 views. That's beautiful. We had a nice big night tonight. It's been a big week on the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, your sister's doing better. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I have a thumb drive that when it's plugged into the computer, it looks like it's part of the computer. It's weird. It's only like this big. I can see how somebody could like give up a computer and forget that it's plugged in. Yeah, it's been, and one of the tarot for all 12 signs, the one for Capricorn, has had almost 2,000 views. That's far more than twice as much as many views as any video I've had. your sister started walking 10 minutes per day. That's fabulous. But if you already looked, you already looked. So maybe it's plugged into a printer. Some printers have those USB type things that you can plug right in and print directly from them. Maybe it's plugged into a printer or a digital device. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. So much love to all of you, and I can't wait to see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Lots of love. I hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.